Hello friends and welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by BetDSI and FanDuel. I'm your host Tom Downey. We'll get to the David Irving stuff here in just a minute and the latest on what's going on there. But first, there are a couple of news items I want to make note of for the Dallas Cowboys. First up, they had that extra roster spot and now they filled it. Treston DeCoud is coming in from the practice squad to the active roster. He was promoted today, and remember, the Cowboys had that extra roster spot because of the injury to CJ Goodwin. Now DeCoud will come in. He'll be that extra defensive back to replace Goodwin. And by the way, wide receiver Reggie Davis was signed to the practice squad to fill DeCoud's spot. So DeCoud comes in, gives the Cowboys what they really want most of all from that extra DB spot, special teams play. That's where DeCoud, I think, will make his biggest impact if there is one. All right, next up, here's a name we haven't talked about in a while, Noah Brown, because he's been on IR. Now, Brown returned to practice today for the Cowboys. Now, you can do that while a player is on IR. Now the Cowboys have 21 days, i.e. 3 weeks, to activate him. If they do it, they got to clear a roster spot for him. If they don't, they can keep him on IR for the rest of the season. So we'll see what the Cowboys end up doing here. Now, I like the upside of Noah Brown, but he's nothing more than a number 5 or number 4 receiver right now. He's not going to come in and magically fix the offense, even though his blocking ability does give him an avenue to playing time on the Cowboys roster. So should Dallas activate Noah Brown? I'm fine with it if one thing happens. They cut Deontay Thompson to secure, in all likelihood, an extra 4th-round pick via the compensatory draft process. So if they do that, I'm fine with bringing back Noah Brown. But beyond that, I'm not expecting him to suddenly be the number 3 receiver on this Cowboys roster. That's just not who Noah Brown really is. All right, you saw it there in our description here. David Irving, is he hurt? Well, we're giving this one 4 stars. This one just went down, unfortunately. David Irving did leave today's practice with what reportedly is an ankle injury, and beyond that, he was also carted off the field. The exact severity is not yet known, but either way, it's not good for David Irving, and I feel bad for the guy who was once again banged up. Again, suffered the ankle injury at today's practice, was carted off the field. Now, the carting off could just be a precautionary measure. They do that all the time, for example, in the preseason and in training camp. But it's still rather concerning. Again, ankle injury for David Irving, and leaves the Cowboys even more thin up front. We know that Randy Gregory had that knee scope. He might not play this week. If David Irving misses serious time with that ankle injury, it leaves the Cowboys even more thin up front. And the biggest issue overall with this Cowboys D-line right now is that it's good right now, but to be great, they need that extra guy that can pressure the passer. David Irving has the ability, hasn't done enough of it yet this year. Same with Randy, same with Taco. So we'll keep you updated here on the latest around David Irving, but all we know right now, carted off the field with a potentially severe ankle injury. All right, folks, pay attention if you want to get yourself an NFL jersey. We are doing here at Chat Sports a special Week 9 game on FanDuel. It's easy to enter and maybe easy to win if you think you're good at fantasy football. Again, a Week 9 fantasy game through FanDuel. You beat 19 of our friends, you come in first place, you're taking home a jersey of your choice. So to get entered, it's super easy. FanDuel.com/chatsports. That is the site. Don't go just to FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/chatsports. If you do that, message us at Chat Sports on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, or even me at WhatGoingDowney. Message us. We'll send you the invite to the private game. And oh, by the way, you'll get $5 free once you sign up and deposit with FanDuel. Again, folks, FanDuel.com. Then message us for more information. All right, let's talk more Cowboys rumors here. Were the trades that other teams made better than the Amari Cooper one, namely the receiver trades? And that's been claimed a lot by the national media of, oh, the Houston Texans got Demaryius Thomas for a 4th-round pick. The Cowboys, look how dumb they are. They give a 1st-round pick. I'm giving this one 1 star. Now, I love Golden Tate, the player. I really do. That is the only one of the 2 I would have considered doing instead of the Amari Cooper trade. But Golden Tate's also a rental. I don't think Philadelphia is going to re-sign him. I don't think Houston's going to have Demaryius Thomas beyond this year. The Cowboys got Amari Cooper for the rest of their, organization timeline if things go their way. They want him for the long haul. So yeah, a 1st-round pick is expensive for Amari Cooper, but let's not forget, the Eagles offered a 2nd and then settled on Golden Tate for a 3rd. Therefore, the Eagles wanted Amari Cooper more than Golden Tate. That's where we're at, right? Now, I love Golden Tate. I think he's the exact type of receiver Dak Prescott needs. I would have gladly traded for Golden Tate. But there's no doubting that Amari Cooper's value is much higher than that of Golden Tate's and way higher than that of Demaryius Thomas. I would much rather have traded a first-round pick for Cooper than a fourth-round pick for Demaryius Thomas. DT is not the same name brand you guys are used to seeing out there. He is not the same player. Now, you can make an argument for Golden Tate, and I have on Twitter. But if you're looking long-term beyond just this year and next year, Amari Cooper is 6 years younger. He makes way more sense, and he's not going to be due a $15 million contract next year or beyond that like Golden Tate is going to command. So you can make an argument for Golden Tate. But if you're looking long-term from 5 years from now, which the Cowboys are, Amari Cooper makes a lot more sense. But folks, let me know in the comment section. Type T for Tate, type C for Cooper. You can make an argument for Tate, but not for Demaryius Thomas as far as I'm concerned. All right, one of the guys I know many of you wanted to trade for. What about Ha Ha Clinton-Dix? Do the Cowboys not want him? This one seems like 3 stars, and the Packers, I don't think, really want Clinton-Dix anymore either. Now, the Redskins clearly did. They went out and traded a 4th-round pick for him. Now, if I were in charge of the Cowboys, I gladly would have done that. I would have gladly traded a 4th-round pick for Ha Ha Clinton-Dix. But here's the thing. He might only be a rental. All right? The Cowboys reportedly did not show any interest in him. And I think I get that. The Cowboys' trades were for long-term pieces. Clinton-Dix might leave in free agency. You know, by the way, maybe you can pick him up anyway. So I would have liked to got him, but I do understand why the Cowboys didn't show all that much interest in Clinton-Dix. But let me know, guys, did you want Dallas to trade for Ha Ha? I'll type in yes, and then I would have re-signed him. But I understand why the Cowboys didn't end up making that move. All right, folks, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. All of our great coverage is there in one spot, including exclusive things like that Amari Cooper film study we did and a Cowboys-Titans preview going up later this week. So, again, folks, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. All right, some more fallout from the trade deadline. Should Dallas have sold at the trade deadline this year? I don't think this makes any sense. I'm giving it fake news, and there have been some who said that. First off, the Cowboys are clearly in on this year. That's what they're trying to do right now. And you can make an argument that they shouldn't have dealt a first-round pick for Amari Cooper, and maybe they should have stood pat. But if they were selling at the deadline, who would they have moved? You're not going to trade Sean Lee. You're not going to get value for him, given the injuries he's coming off of. Who are the classic sell veterans that the Cowboys have? They're actually a very young team right now. They don't make sense as sellers. Now, you can make sense as a stand-pat organization, but I don't think selling makes sense at all for the Cowboys. So I'm giving that one fake news. All right, folks, today's show was brought to you by BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet and use the best promo code out there, Cowboys120. Put down $100. They'll give you $120 for free for a grand total of $220 to bet with on BetDSI. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Cowboys120. You are playing with house money with that promo code. How about some tight end talk now? I know a lot of you guys wanted a tight end. The Cowboys did not trade for one, but could they sign someone like Coby Fleener? I'm only going to give it the 1 star. I really don't think it makes all that much sense for the Dallas Cowboys because I don't think Fleener's all that good. Now, honestly, I know he's a former high-round pick, but he's a free agent for a reason at this point in the year, right, guys? He has not lived up to expectations or contracts that he's been paid, and he's got serious concussion issues. So I say no. Maybe the Cowboys have some interest there if Jeff Swaim misses more time. I'd rather just see what the young guys have. Let's see what Schultz and Rico and Jarwin can do. I think that makes a little bit more sense for the Cowboys than going out and getting a guy like Coby Fleener who can make some plays for you, but in general hasn't been that good of an NFL tight end. But with Swaim banged up, folks, do you want the Cowboys to add another tight end? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I'll just stick with the guys they have. I know that Swaim is hurt and might not play this week, but the Cowboys are trying to get Dalton Schultz more involved. Blake Jarwin is a guy the Cowboys like. And oh, by the way, there's still Rico Gathers, who I know is 4th right now on the depth chart based on snaps, but if there's no Swaim, and no matter what, you're going to still see a little bit of Rico. So I say to stick with the guys. I know they're not the best option. Roll with those guys for now, and then reevaluate again in the offseason. I don't think Fleener's the guy. Now, speaking of Schultz, is he set to emerge and have a little bit of a breakout week? Now, earlier this year, we talked about Gallup having the breakout. Then he went out and had a good game against the Redskins. I'm only going to give this one 2 stars, though, because I think the Cowboys are going to give Schultz a shot at it. I don't know if he's actually going to do it, though, and that is a big concern for me with Schultz here, because he has played the second most snaps against the Redskins, and he could be in line to take a step forward, and the Cowboys do want Schultz to be the guy. But I don't know if he's actually going to do it. And if Swain misses time, I know it's weird to think about given that just a couple weeks ago he was actually inactive. I think Schultz is the next man up. He surpassed Blake Jarwin, and the Cowboys, right or wrong, are only using Rico really in certain sets right now. They didn't have him become the go-to backup. When Swain got hurt and they wanted to go 2 tight ends, they went to Jarwin before they went to Rico, so just keep an eye out on that. All right, some more rumors here. Is Leighton Vander Esch the NFL's best rookie? I don't want to rain too hard on the LV parade, but I'm only going to give this one 1 star. I love what he's done this year. Vander Esch has been fantastic this season, but I don't think he's been the NFL's best rookie. Look, he's been great. I'm not knocking his play. He's been very impressive to me. Far more ahead than I thought he was going to be at this time of his NFL career. But you look at the other first-year guys out there, Derwin James has been great. Jair Alexander has played out of his mind for the Packers as of late. Bradley Chubb's sacking everybody that he sees. Denzel Ward's been really good. And oh, by the way, Saquon Barkley is still Saquon Barkley behind a terrible offensive line and bad quarterback play. So I love what Leighton Vander Esch has done. I've been very impressed, but I just don't think he's been the NFL's top rookie so far this year. But he's definitely inside that top 5, inside that top 10. Now, do you guys want a Leighton Vander Esch jersey? Here's how we can hook you up with one. Pay attention here. We got a special Week 9 fantasy game through FanDuel. Now, it's easy to enter and maybe easy to win if you're good at fantasy football. To get entered, go to FanDuel.com/chatsports right there at the bottom of your screen. It has to be FanDuel.com/chatsports. Once you're signed up and deposited, message us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, @ChatSports, or even me on Twitter, @WhatGoingDowney. We'll send you the private invite for our Week 9 game. If you win, if you come in first place against 19 other people, we will hook you up with a Cowboy or an NFL jersey of your choice. I assume it's going to be a Cowboys one for you Cowboys fans out there. And oh, by the way, once you sign up with FanDuel, they'll give you $5 free to play with. So again, folks, FanDuel.com/chatsports. Then message us your username on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, @ChatSports, or me, @WhatGoingDowney. All right, folks, some more rumors here. This one, I should have seen it coming in terms of the outcry. Was it bad for Jason Garrett to go to the World Series? No, it's fake news. Look, you guys aren't upset that Garrett's at the World Series. You're upset that he's still the head coach. That's what's really bothering you, and I get that. But there's no reason to be mad about Jason Garrett having some time to himself. The irony, of course, is Jimmy Johnson is saying it when he knows better than anyone, everyone needs some personal time. You cannot work 24 hours a day. Jason Garrett's made it clear. Jerry Jones has made it clear. Every person around the NFL ever has made it clear. Sometimes you need a little bit of a reset and some me time. I know you guys do. All right, it's okay. I know that some of you guys watch this show at work. We're not going to tell your boss. It's okay to have a little bit of me time, okay? I have no problem with Garrett going to the World Series. And oh, by the way, he was doing work too. He went to LA in part to get Hudson Hoke to come back and help out the offensive line. That's what's going on there. Now, if you don't agree with me, I guess you can go yell at me on Twitter, @WhatGoingDowney. But I have zero problem with Garrett going to the World Series. I have no problem with NFL players having lives beyond just football. They're not objects. They are people too. They are allowed to do personal things. That's fair. All right, some more Cowboys rumors here. And next up, this one I think you guys might like a little bit more. Is Linehan going to be out after this week? I'll give it 2 stars. And friend of the show, Bobby Belt, points this out that, look, if Linehan and the Cowboys offense lays an egg this week, maybe you finally see Scott Linehan fired. Now, I'll only give it 2 stars because, number one, I will never assume anything about Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett getting fired because it's Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office. For whatever reason, they seem to be able to find ways to survive. But if the Cowboys lay an egg coming off a bye with Amari Cooper now on the roster, I could see Linehan going. I agree with Bobby on that one. Now, I don't think they will lay an egg because they are, after all, coming off the bye and they have plenty of time to prep. But I just don't know if we're going to actually see Linehan get fired out. I'm okay with it. I know a lot of you guys do. And if the Cowboys lose this game, which I'll do pretty much after every Cowboys loss, I'll say fire Scott Linehan on Twitter. But let me know what you guys think. Type KS for Keep Scott. Type FS for Fire Scott. Speaking, by the way, of this Cowboys-Titans game, DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowny with your score predictions. If you get it right and you're the first one to get it right, I'll send you $25. So again, get the score exactly right, plus of course who wins. Then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowny. If you come in first place, I'll send you $25. And one quick note here, by the way, if you want these awesome shirts, get one of your own at Mizzen and Main, the most comfortable dress shirt you will ever own. And folks, we'll see you guys later on in the week for our next Cowboys Report.